Mavericks are at the Pistons and the Nuggets are at the 76ers for tonight. No big soliloquy about the Washington Wizards today. I said my piece yesterday, and then they went out and promptly lost by almost 40. So it was a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody who participated in the comment section. Picks of the Cavaliers games didn't go so well, but watching the Wizards just lose big again was a lot of fun. So let's jump into the Mavericks and the Pistons we're going to start off with. So books have this basically a pick 'em here. Dallas is -1 on the road, and the over-under opened at 232, and that has dropped all the way down to 229.5. So movement on the under. And let's take a look at what's going on with both of these teams. So the Pistons have dropped 3 in a row. They lost at Orlando, at Cleveland, at Indiana, and you'll notice the common theme there is they were all on the road. So they got done with a 5-game road trip, and I mentioned just how long they've been on the road. I mean, they haven't been home since January 20th. They won their first 2 games on the road trip at Houston and at Atlanta, but dropped 3 in a row, and I actually think this is a good spot. They had a day off, kind of collect their thoughts, and now they're at home against Dallas. Dallas is still fighting these injuries. Doncic is still out. Lively's still out. Credit to them. They've won 3 out of the last 4. At Oklahoma City is just a really, really nice win, regardless of who played in that game. They do get blown out against Boston. Big win against Washington, 22-point win against Washington, because everyone wins by 22 points against Washington. But only 1-point win against New Orleans, and to me that's a little bit concerning on Wednesday. Only 1 point, and they gave up 136 points to that team. And this is the first of a 4-game road trip, and the next 3 games are not that easy. I think Detroit is a pretty decent team, and then they got to go at Cleveland, at Philly, who's surging, and at Boston. So not an easy road trip here. I have a player prop in this one. I'm going to lean to the Detroit Pistons at home. You got 2 teams that are kind of doing the opposite things. Dallas is starting a road trip. Detroit is ending a road trip, and I'm going to side with Detroit to kind of get back on their winning ways now that they're home. I love what Dallas is doing. Kyrie has been playing some of the best ball of the year, and I just think this is a kind of a letdown spot here for Dallas. This is a very tough road trip, and I'll take Detroit to get the bounce back. That's a lean. It's certainly not going to make the client card. But one player prop I think that's interesting is Tim Hardaway Jr. under 2.5 made threes. He's gone under in 6 straight games, and he's only averaging 5 3-point attempts in those 6 games. He's only shooting 42.6%. So it looks like he's just going to have to get his volume up. He's going to have to be taking 7 or 8 3-point shots to get over this 2.5 unless he has a really lights out shooting night. And the volume just hasn't really been there. And on top of that, Dallas is 3rd in defending shooting guards as far as 3-point percentage and 3-point makes. So this is a tough ask for Tim Hardaway. He's either going to have to have a big shooting night percentage-wise, or he's going to have to increase the volume. And it doesn't seem like the volume is going to be there. So I do like the Tim Hardaway Jr. under 2.5 made threes a little bit better than the Detroit money line on that one. We're going to move to the Nuggets and the 76ers. Really, really interesting game here. But first, guys, we're still running the 30-day pass. This is the last day to get it. We're coming off another winning day yesterday. So those of you that have locked in the 30-day pass the last couple of days, you're well in the profits. That's 10 out of the last 11 days that we've turned a profit. We're still holding strong as the number 1 handicapper the last 2 years, and we're an insane 30-unit run in the last 10 days. We've been hitting in golf. We've been hitting in NBA, NHL. Darts tournament is today and tomorrow, and we start the Premier League next week. So you're going to get all those sports as well as all of our NFL plays. We're 8-2 in the NFL playoffs, so peaking at the right time in NFL. And there's no reason to just buy one package. You can get 30 days for $6.63 a day. And oh, by the way, 5% play in the UFC goes off on Saturday. We're number 1 in MMA to start 2025. So all sports are firing on all cylinders, and $6.63 a day for 30 days for all access doesn't get any better than that. I keep harping on this. This is our bread and butter. This is when we do all of our damage. Lacrosse starts this weekend. We've got a 4% play locked in as well as a future. So you get that 30-day pass, you're going to lock in all of these sports. I know college football is over. NFL's only got one more game. This is the sweet spot for us. This is where the books give out soft lines in these sports, and this is where we take advantage. So encourage everybody to take advantage of the 30-day pass, wt.buzz/AL. All right, let's take an interesting look here at the Nuggets and the 76ers. Nuggets, who ripped off 4 wins in a row, solid wins against Miami, Orlando, Philly, and Sacramento, but dropped 3 in a row on the road. Big loss at Minnesota, 8-point loss at Chicago, 10-point loss at the New York Knicks. And out of nowhere, the Philadelphia 76ers, with no Embiid, no Drummond, no Paul George, they have ripped off 4 wins in a row. And these are good wins. Cleveland, Chicago, the Lakers, the Kings. So we got Philly, who is at home in Denver on a fairly long road trip here. On the 25th, they started at Minnesota, then they're at Chicago, at New York. They've got at Philly tonight, and then a back-to-back tomorrow against Charlotte. And what's interesting about what's going on with the Nuggets, I went and looked at the last 3 games. They are really, really struggling on defense. Denver's 29th in defensive rating, or second last in the last 3 games, and they're only 20th in offense. So you have to wonder if there's some fatigue going on. I'm looking at the live odds page, and surely I must be missing something, because Denver is a 10-point favorite. A team that has lost 3 in a row on the road in the middle of a road trip, playing a team that has won 4 in a row. This may be a sucker bet, but I lean towards Philly to cover the spread. I also might take a little sprinkle on the money line, but instead I landed on Philly to score over 111.5 on their team total as my best bet in this game. I do like Philly to cover the spread. I don't think it's a sprinkle on the money lines that bad, but when I'm looking at Philly in their last 3 home games, listen to these totals: 117, 118, and 132, and they're playing a Denver team that is second to last in their last 3 games in defensive rating. And this is not a deep Denver team. This is not a team that can bring a bunch of guys off the bench. So fatigue has been setting in, and they've got a very winnable game tomorrow on a back-to-back. This just sets up like a really nice Philadelphia win. So I like Philly over 111.5 team total. If you're looking for a player prop, you guys know we cashed on Ubasali to have over 2.5 assists. He's gone over that plenty of games in a row when there's no Drummond, no Embiid, and no Paul George. So I'm not making that an official client play because he only had 4 potential assists last game and he got 3 assists. So you're kind of playing with fire there on the potential assists. And the game before against the Lakers, he subbed out of the game when it was a blowout, and he barely landed on 3. So he's been very, very close to getting over, but I can't ignore the stats. He's gone over this 5 games in a row. So if you're looking for a player prop in this one, that's the one I would lean. But my favorite play in this one is going to be Philly 76ers over 111.5 on the team total. If you guys could do me a big favor, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you get notified when all of these preview videos come out. Big college basketball videos coming out. Bet on It is coming out. We've got a Super Bowl prop edition with myself and Kelly that will be coming out later today. And, of course, we've got all of our NBA, NHL, hockey, and soccer videos. So subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Tell me what your best bet is tonight in one of these games. Mavericks, Pistons, Nuggets, 76ers. I don't know. Tell me if I'm a sucker for thinking that Philly is a live dog here as 10-point underdogs. I don't get that line in the slightest. So on paper, I know Denver should be better, but stats don't bear it out. So, all right, guys, thanks very much. Good luck on all your plays, and we'll see everyone later.